All right. Well, welcome back to But Is It a Crisis? I'm Natalie.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm also Amanda.
Oh, that's going to become your name, also Amanda.
No. And just coincidentally, I was after you this time.
That'd be funny.
Also Amanda.
All right, ladies. Well, today's topic is one that I think we've all experienced, and that is the transition that we go through as we approach the 40, the late 30s to early 40s, and what that feels like and the things that we go through and the changes that we, feel. Yes, the changes that we feel. And I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that it's something that we don't talk about enough. I mean, we do, but I think it's something that women fear. And I want to shed some light on the positive parts of, turning 40 and beyond, and talk a little bit about the changes that we've gone through in the last couple of years and what we've experienced. So let's get to it.
Yay.
I think it's so interesting that you said that people don't usually talk about it, because as you were introducing it, what I was thinking about when you said the big change is how that's usually referred to as like menopause. And that's always what people talk about, right? Like the big change and the stereotypical thing that's in like the funny jokes in movies or that's in the public sphere that people are kind of like addressing, but they don't talk about the big change when you are going into your 40s. Like it's a real thing that I feel like everybody goes through, not to discount that men might be going through a 40-year-old change, but I feel like women go through it in a different way. I feel like there's kind of this public perception that has survived of like, we drop off the like sexy planet and
we're now
we're just
old.
Like, we're like
Eating.
Ray Romano's wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're totally not, actually. So I do like that we're discussing it. But is it a crisis?
Is it a crisis?
Okay. I feel like it can feel like it is. And I
Absolutely.
think I wanna for sure talk about the positives of it, because it's just another part of life, right? But
Thank
also,
God, though, right?
Yes. Making it this far is a blessing.
Amen.
Right? But there are negative feelings that are real that you struggle with, right? Like it can feel crises like is this the end of something, or is it the beginning of something else, or am I saying goodbye to all these things?
I guess now we have to be a grown-up, right? Is that what it is?
Are we? I don't know about that. But it's funny that you said menopause, because I know that growing up, menopause was a thing that women talked about, like, whatever. But
the change,
the hormones and the cold sweats and the hot flashes. That's all I heard growing up. But more recently, I feel like there's been a lot more talk about perimenopause, which I think is very important, because there are a lot of changes that happen during that part of our lives that wasn't as discussed or wasn't as known. It was either you were, a menstruating woman or you weren't. Right. But that process of going through that wasn't talked about. I don't know if maybe there just wasn't a lot of studies or research, or a lot of focus wasn't on women's health, but I feel like it's more talked about now.
I'm feeling of two minds about it. Like there are times where I feel like it's wonderful that we have more knowledge about women and their bodies and their experience, and we have a language that we can refer to. And then there's times where I'm like, is this something else I have to be scared of? Like when you have a symptom, you're like,
yeah, never Google.
Am I in perimenopause?
Yeah, no, never Google your symptoms.
I woke up sweating. It's like, turn down the AC.
Right.
Yeah,
is it a crisis?
Right. Or am I just
hot?
Hot, right. Am I just hot?
Yeah,
I mean, we're always hot, girl.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I'll take that.
So obviously the first thing that we talk about as women age is our looks. Mm-hmm. We don't look as tight as we used to, or our skin doesn't glow as much as we used to. But I'm curious to know, when did it first occur to you, or when did you first look in the mirror, and what was the first sign that you're like, oh, that doesn't look like it used to, or that dropped a little.
Oh, that was before 40. I think I was in my 35 and I saw a wrinkle and then obviously ran to Botox. So that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. And he's like, where would you want it? And you're like, everywhere.
My whole face. Freeze my face.
Yeah.
You know, that brings up
Forever.
an interesting topic, and I'm glad that you said that, because I, for one, I'm a practicing esthetician, so I'm all for injectables. I am all for Botox and fillers and everything. But I also feel like the stigma around that has lessened or has softened a little bit over the last couple of years, because so many more people talk about actually getting it. But I think it's been around a lot longer.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a trend too to post when you're going to get Botox. A lot of our friends are doing Botox,
right?
And then also having parties. I've been to Botox parties.
Yes. But what's interesting is now I've seen the flip side of that, where I have a group of friends where, you know, they all get injectables and there's like a couple that don't. And it's like, they're the outcast. They're like, what do you mean you don't get Botox? Like, that's crazy. But that's another thing that I guess we're in that stage of our lives where we're like considering it if we haven't gotten it. But what was your first indicator?
I would say the angry eyes, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's my face when I'm thinking. When I was in my 20s and I was bartending, I would be like just sitting there waiting for people to come to my bar, and there would be random men all the time who'd be like, "Don't look so angry. What are you so angry about?" Right. And
even I remember when Michael would come into Coastal at the time and be like, smile, and you'd be like, I'm gonna slit his throat, and one more time telling me to smile.
Right. And the thing is that when I am thinking about something, that tends to be my face. And then you add the phone that you're looking at all day long and the computer that you're looking at work all day long, and you're squinting because of the color. And so we're literally doing this all day long. And one day, like she said, like just one day I was like, what is that? Where did that come from? And I was telling my esthetician, and I'm like, how do you get rid of this?
Right,
and she's like, well,
you stop aging.
You actually can't. Stop frowning. You have to be aware of frowning. And I'm like, how?
Like, that's just my resting face.
Right. And so now I'm like way more aware of it, because this again was many years ago. I was definitely at least in my mid 30s.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of it, but I can't help it either. And then as you get older, I wear contacts. So
not yet.
My vision also gets worse. So I'm doing it. Am I doing it because that's my thinking phase, or am I doing it because
I can't see?
I don't know. But I have, with all this stuff.
You're not old.
Well,
we're not old.
I'm okay with being old. Like I'm okay.
We're not old.
Like again,
clearly Amanda.
I would be lucky to be
I'm the oldest.
I
am very grateful for being able to reach this age and going through the stages of life, because not everyone can, right? And you should be very, very thankful. I am. That's why I'm still young.
Let me preface this by saying,
yes,
I will be so grateful in 30 years when I'm actually old.
Yeah, right. 30. Yeah, I guess that's old. 70 old? I think 80 is old.
She's like 90s old, 96.
I mean, I guess it all depends on how you see it. Like, we don't see each other as old now, but my son thinks I'm ancient. My son thinks that I rode horses to school in a carriage. He literally asked me, like a couple years ago, did you ride a horse to school? I'm like, no, I had a horse, but I didn't ride it to school.
Unless you live in Davie.
But I think that those things are the things that, like, you're like, it's not so much that you feel old, it's that you realize how much time had gone by.
Yes.
Because you see it on the internet all the time, right? Like in the 90s or the 2000s, it's like 1970 was 30 years ago.
I still do that.
And you're like, yeah, 1970 is 30 years
totally
ago.
But it's
what do you mean it
not.
wasn't?
I know. It's like automatic to do that.
55
But
years
why?
ago.
Why does our minds do that?
Because I really think it's the whole thing that happened in the 2000, like year 2000, that the world was going to end.
Y2K.
And for us, it really did. It's
Right.
like,
They did tell us the world was going to end. They
so
were
in our minds, it did.
I read something about all the things that we have gone through. We've gone through the recession in 2000. We've gone through Y2K. What else? And there was so many things. The COVID. Like we've been. So is it a crisis? Our life is a crisis.
It
Like,
really has been.
right? Look what
The last 40 years
yes, of our life. Shit. economic crisis, world ending crisis. Like, yeah, we're scared.
But that puts the rest of it into perspective, no?
What
I don't know.
part?
Now I just remembered how traumatized I am. I'm like, actually, oh my God. Is it my family life? No, I'm just kidding.
But there's always something happening somewhere. You ask like the people who went from the 70s to the 2000s. Like I remember my grandma and my mom used to always talk about
That was a
having
big deal.
to get gas cards because there was a gas shortage. There was some kind of recession happening in the 80s. I don't know. There was the Vietnam War. Like
Right. Okay. There's a major thing.
there were things happening, man.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So it's everybody's like experience.
Are those is on the like the top, right?
You just
No gas so you gotta get a gas card. Okay, like we've gone through that every hurricane too.
Oh my God. Imagine
True.
you not being able to go anywhere because you have to stand in a line to get a gas card. It's not.
It's not
What do you
happening.
mean? Like, what kind of gas
Right.
card? Like, you needed a card to get gas?
You,
Isn't that
you
a
would-
credit card?
They would ration your gas. Like,
Did I block this part out of my life?
I mean,
You're like two.
you were- right.
I was
don't remember that.
Okay, I didn't need gas.
No.
If you were even alive,
What
what I
wagon
know.
that we all had at one point? What was that little wagon that was red at the bottom?
Oh,
Did I need
I
gas?
made sure my kids had one of those because I don't think I ever had one.
I didn't have one.
No,
either.
me neither.
I think they're called little flyers.
No, little red wagon, right? Or are you talking about the tricycle?
I don't know.
Like little red wagon.
It was a little
wagon.
car that you
Yeah.
would get into and it had like a little roof on it. No?
Bro, I had 0 cars or roofs.
You're lucky you survived.
was
She had
walking.
dinner, okay?
Oh
It was like my little car, and then it had a little handle, and it was cherry red.
How do you remember that?
That's amazing.
I don't know. I just unlocked a memory, apparently.
Oh, we're thinking in.
That's the other thing. Okay, so we talked about, our first signs of aging physically. What was your first sign, like feeling wise? Like either your mindset, something you said one day.
When
or,
you sound like your mom, when you say something, you're like, no.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
she couldn't have been right.
not me.
No. That's when I
mine
realized
is
I'm-
when I go out and I'm like, who let these kids
Pull-
and they're like teenagers.
Pull down your shorts.
Right.
That's my life every day.
That's like the secret where they're like, oh, you guys are doing all of these cosmetic things to pretend like you're 20 years old. And you're like, I would never. They are children.
I do not
would
want to be
never
20
wanna be
again.
I look at the 20-year-olds and I'm like, oh my
You're
God,
so
they're little
stupid.
babies.
Yeah.
Like,
You have a good 10 years to grow up.
no, my, I don't know if I like mentally realized that like I was aging the way I saw my lines, but I realized that people age or that women around me were aging at my late 20s because I had a particular circumstance where I was raised by my grandma and she was old to me, right? She was in her late 40s, but right, exactly. She looked like an old person was supposed to, and that made sense because she was old, and as I got older, she was in her 50s, whatever, right? So
Very different timing now.
but my mom had me at 17 and then my aunt was 15 at the time. And those were the women in my life. So they were always young looking, like for 20, 30 years, like they just looked like them. And then one day I was at a family function and their whole generation was like together and I'm staring at all of them. And I'm like, oh, what's happening? They're
Do you
all
feel
aging.
like we're aging the way they aged?
No way. I think we're so opposite. Like, look at Golden Girls, right? Like how they looked at like such a
And
young
they
age.
were in their 40s.
Yes,
Growing up, I
No.
always thought they were in their 60s and 70s.
Yes, me
It's like
too.
they were in their 40s?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's what they want. I don't know why it was like designed, or even when you were pregnant back in the day too.
Well, I mean, it goes back to what we talked about earlier, how, after 40, women are seen as like
old.
grandmas with cardigans and like,
Yeah.
what were the curly perms?
Oh, no. Well, it's like the
The
mom,
curly and the perms.
the mom from Home Alone, that she was like in her 30s. And you're like, and the dad too, they were in their, Tony Soprano was like 38 when The Sopranos started. And if you watch those episodes now, you're like, he looks like an old man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the
Al
cosmetic
Bundy.
stuff.
Al Bundy
Al
was in
Bundy.
his 30s.
Right.
Peggy looked good. I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, Al Bundy hasn't aged at all. He still
He
looks
hasn't.
exactly the same. He just got a little heavier. But he's been out there for a long time.
Typically.
I think that, I mean, yeah. I mean, you should be allowed a little bit.
Right.
Yes. But
Make it there. Eat what you want.
I looked around and I saw the spectrum. And I think that before you would look around as you're all aging and it would just be like everybody's aging. I looked around and I was like, oh, she looks 15 years younger than all the rest of these people. I need to do whatever she's doing. And it wasn't a particular cousin. And I asked her, like, what are you doing?
Botox.
And no, she was like, there were a couple different people I asked. But one, they said they started very young and I was in my 20s.
Started very young. What?
Doing things for their face.
Oh, yeah. Like self.
No, not Botox.
Like self-care. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then the other thing was getting regular facials. And so I went to Macy's and I went to the counter and I was like, hi, I don't know anything about skincare because I did nothing before that. And I was like, I just want to like
bar soap,
do some preventative stuff. And the lady's like, no, you don't need it. Literally. Like, think about today that there's like 8-year-olds buying stuff from Sephora.
Yes, my 9-year-old.
This lady was like
full skincare.
She was trying to not sell me anything. She's like, no, I mean, you could just wash your face. You don't need anything.
Oh, because you're a baby.
I had to explain, listen, I was told to me I should start early. I know I don't need it, but I just, and then she like, her sales thing clicked on and she was like, okay,
here,
I can sell you these 3.
Like, why wasn't she trying to sell you?
Because
you were scared of money. I'm telling you, I would have been like, you need this, you need this, you need this.
But the mentality
Tell me when to
around
stop.
it's changed.
Yeah.
Because today, I mean, they'd have been like, girl, you should have started 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting at 5, so I can't wait to see these.
Which
these
is
kids.
also a thing because, again, as an esthetician,
Right.
some ingredients you shouldn't be using.
Like retinol, for sure.
Well, then that leads us to the next topic, which is like how like women now in their 20s do look older than they are. And I think it's because they're accelerating the way that their skin ages because they're using things they shouldn't be using.
Really?
I think it's a bit the makeup.
Yeah.
And I think that it's also an aesthetic online, right? Like in person, the people my daughter's age, who's 19, 20, they look like we did. They look like young people. I think the internet will lie to you and make all these women look like they're 40, make all these young girls look like they're 40-year-old mob wives.
Which was also a trend.
It's also a trend. Yes. But because I love watching makeup videos. Like
me too.
They're so interesting and it feels like so aesthetic. But
especially they tell a horror story.
A horror story.
Yeah, they always tell like the that's what I listen to. It's like the murder ones, but it's okay, never mind.
Wait, somebody's telling a horror story while putting on their makeup?
Yeah, but actually real life.
Yeah.
And she's really good. She'll do like really and she'll tell you the whole like 1968.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's like Murder and Makeup.
Yeah, or something.
Or Murder and Mayhem. Something, but it's cool.
I love that. Okay.
Yes.
I have to look it up.
Yes, it's really fun.
But there are just so many layers of things they're putting on their faces. Like that I don't think that we were putting on our faces. So
nope.
So that
how old were you again when you bought a cleanser?
Girl. and I would do like maybe, but I didn't really, again, I was raised by an older person and she didn't do anything.
Mary Kay.
She would Clinique.
Yes, Clinique and Mary
Right.
Kay. That was a thing.
Right. She'd put on her little Clinique red lipstick when she would go out at night. And that was it.
Aww.
You had a glamorous grandma. So you were
I did.
doing the things.
I was doing all the things.
Yeah.
I was the girl in the school with the book bag full of just stuff. I had bronzer and contour before people knew what contour and bronzer.
Well, I remember using like a wand and like doing all of your skin, but never my cheeks or anything.
Yeah, no, I had all the things.
Really?
Yeah.
And I always loved makeup.
At one point, I don't know how I ended up with like theater makeup, and I had like literal like theater makeup in my book bag in high school. Like,
really?
I was the one that
Could you do it?
To. Yeah, I did it. Like I you don't want to see those pictures because it didn't photograph well.
Oh.
But yeah, but my grandmother was the very glamorous type with she would not step outside without her hair done, makeup done, like bangles and necklaces and earrings.
I love that.
I love those type of
women. Me too.
I've aspired to be and will never be because I give up after a little while. I do much more today than I would have back then. But there's the women who are like in their 80s and their 70s.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Always have their hair done.
And the roll,
and they have like the little baby heels and they walk like this.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
My grandmother did not wear flats her entire life.
I love it.
Not a single flat that woman owned. All of her shoes had to be 2 inches or higher. And I love that for her.
I do too.
Me too. It's so cute.
It is adorable.
I love it. So aside from, the physical changes, and the what in your mindset, how do you feel about this age, like getting older? Does it scare you? Is it something that you're excited for? I mean, have there been moments that you've felt sad about it?
I've recently gone, like, sometimes I'll catch myself and be like, how much longer do you have? And then I try not to go down that, because it's a long hole, right? Like, you can keep going further. And I just try to be thankful, right? Like, I'm doing the gratitude journal now, and try not to think about it, because I mean, technically you can live till 90 now, so we're not even mid-age. And then think of all the things we've gone through since we've been, born, right? That's been 40 years. If we have to do all that, that's huge. And a lot of people tell me that their best years are 40 to 60.
I was reading this thing where it was saying, like, that's your opportunity to build all kinds of things because you've acquired all the knowledge. And if you look at like really famous figures in the past, because people refer to people now like the Oprahs, but if you look back through history, usually people's largest times of producing things is 40 to 60.
Okay.
So
hopefully it's a good time too.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a lot more of the existential thing. It's less of like, I'm scared to be an older person / older woman. That's not, other than like noticing things and wanting to maybe slow it down.
Yeah. Taking the moments, you mean?
No, I mean like noticing aesthetic things and wanting to slow it down a little bit. Like I've had, the probably the most abusive relationship of my life is with my hair, right? Like back and forth.
I was just thinking, we need a New York trip, huh? When's the last time you got a haircut?
Oh, it's been years. But am I dyeing it? Am I not dyeing it? And so I'll have like existential moments where it's like, I'm going to dye. If you want to dye your hair, dye your damn hair. And then I'll have moments where I'm like, but I don't want to damage my hair. And then I'm going to start losing my hair. And it's
See, but that's another thing because like gray hair, that's a sign of aging. I've had gray hair since I'm 17.
Right.
I've dyed it and I will continue to because and the thing about your hair, which I'm glad that you brought it up, is that gray hair is synonymous with aging or with old or whatever the case may be. But I have seen the way other women compliment your hair. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different compliment than, oh, I like your outfit or cute shoes. It's such a deep respect and admiration for your hair that it's really cool to see. Like when we went for my birthday and the dancer was like boobies out and stuff. Yeah, it was that kind of party.
It was.
And she crawled over to you nude and she's like, you have the most beautiful hair. And it was like this deep, like genuine appreciation. And I think that's really cool.
Yes. From women, they will stop me on the street. And it is not oh, you're so pretty. It is, I get a message of like, you're free from the jail.
Yes.
Right. Because I mean, I did dye my hair. Same thing. I was 14 when I started going gray. So I've never tied my hair color to feeling older. But somewhere in my 20s, I did dye it for a few years. And you're going on a trip and you got to get your hair dyed. And then if you get in the water and when you're on the trip and your hair's leaking all over your clothes or leaking all over the damn bed and it's all like a whole thing. And then if your hair grows very fast, you got to get it done all the time. And then as you keep doing that and then it's damaging your hair and then you start noticing, like I had ink black hair, which is thankfully still the color of my eyebrows. And they would, get it around my hairline and they'd be grabbing whatever to try and get it out. And they're doing this all around my hairline and my hairline started thinning. Mm. And that's why I stopped dyeing my hair because I didn't want to lose my hair. Mm-hmm. And I've been in places where the women are like, I love your hair, but I could feel like so much love about this idea that I don't have.
You were able to do it.
Yeah. You don't have to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to perform anymore.
Right. Just be you. And yes.
And that's what stops me. Like there are times where like I miss the look of my hair. It's not an age thing. I miss having the all black against my face and it was so pretty. But then I start thinking about what kind of hole that goes down. And then I get locked in the cage again and I'm going to have to, I haven't cut my hair in 2 years. Am I going to go dye my hair every 2 weeks? That was how often I had to do it. So.
Yeah, I'm actually going to let my hair grow out a little bit more natural. I did it a little bit darker because I want to stop bleaching it. I've been bleaching it forever.
Yeah.
So eventually, or I don't even know if it goes to my brain or something. So I'm just trying to stop.
Well, there are women who love going to the salon. That's like their thing. Every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. It's their whole.
I like the vibe of it. Like I do like going to hair salon, but I do not like sitting for 3 hours. Wash and blow is fine, but I enjoy going, but not staying for so long.
I never liked it.
No.
Like
I'm friends with my hairdressers. I just talk to them. And they're telling me all their drama and their lives, and I love it.
You would.
Yeah,
you would love that.
Anytime I get on a plane, I sit next to a person, and they want to like talk to me. I'm like, Amanda should be here.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you make all the friends
everywhere.
Yeah.
Were you guys prepared with gray hair on your body?
I wasn't prepared for gray hair in my nose.
I haven't seen gray hair yet. Like where?
Well, the first time I
everywhere.
saw it, obviously, I was a body waxer for many, many years. I saw gray pubic hair. And
really? I was just gonna ask, does that go gray?
Yes.
Really?
It sure does.
Your
and
eyelashes?
It is
Ew, did you know that?
imaginary person in the corner.
Right.
Oh my god, yeah, sorry.
She
Oh
broke
my
the third wall.
But yeah, and it is thick and it is stubborn. And yeah, I was probably in my late 20s the first time I saw it.
Oh my god, I would have freaked out.
Oh, it happens everywhere. Yeah, and then I got my first. It's not even gray. It's clear chin hair.
Yeah.
It's like this little sparkle that just grows out of my chin. And I was like, oh, okay.
This is what we're doing. Thanks, buddy.
This is where we are now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have one in my nose that I pluck, and it's so fucking painful.
Really?
Because they're thicker, they're coarser.
Well,
wasn't there a movie where
it's because you shouldn't be plucking hairs in your
you shouldn't be tweezing your
because it hurts too.
Yes, it's so
But it's
painful.
also a lot thicker. Yeah.
I haven't tried to pluck any of the other hairs, so I wouldn't know, Natalie.
I did today. She missed one. I was like, oh, got it.
Just hurts. Yeah. And it comes back, and then I pluck it again.
No. But no. God willing, gray hairs here.
It will happen, and it's okay.
I don't know.
At some point,
I'm the oldest one here too.
Well,
and
the actual like grays related to aging, I hadn't seen. It was just the ones on my head.
Yeah.
And your nose.
Well, now my nose. And the ones that I'm scared of are these.
Of your eyebrows?
Yeah.
I have a gray eyebrow here.
Because then I'll have to eventually.
But I
color
tint my
it.
brows.
I do tint mine also.
I
I
don't.
tint my brows.
I do not.
I do all the things. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that and I'm going to be honest and transparent, but sometimes I get sad about getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are moments, especially, it happened maybe like last year that I saw myself and I realized that my face matured. Like I was looking like my mom. Because for a long time, I have a rounder face. So it always had more like a youthful appearance. But then I started noticing that my jaw was like more structured, I guess. And I did notice that my face didn't have that youthful like plumpness.
Yes, it's like the baby fat, like the little plumpness. Yes.
More mature. And
I do feel so.
It was a moment of like sadness. And I think it was because, I realized I am turning 40 and I don't feel it sometimes. I mean, my body feels it, but mentally, I didn't feel like I had already reached this age. And it was like, oh shoot, it is happening. And then it turns into like, I haven't done all the things that I wanted to do. And then it was also a moment like, oh, I'm really done having kids. Like I really am not going to have a second kid, which, I thought I didn't want until I realized that I'm not going to. And then it's like, but maybe I did want. And it was a lot of those things. It was like a domino effect almost of like, okay, my face is maturing. I am turning 40. I am not having any more kids. I'm not where I want to be in my life. And it was a lot of that. And it was like almost mourning who I thought I was going to be at this age. And I'm not. So it was like saying goodbye to a version of me that I would have wanted to be at
I don't
this
like that for
age.
you. I think you
But
have.
it was necessary because I have a problem with disassociating. I have a problem with having long periods of time where I'm not rooted in reality. And
Oh, you mean like MIA?
in my mind, yeah.
Okay.
Mentally, yeah. And it happens a lot. Like escapism is it's one of, I'm a Pisces. And it happens. But I think it needed to happen because I'm making more effort, or me being more intentional about being who I can be now, with saying goodbye to the person that I thought I was going to be. So yes, it was sad. And I was also angry because I felt resentful
Like wasted time.
Of wasting time. I resented myself, but I also resented people who I thought wasted my time as well, because I was so stuck on this version of who I wanted to be with the people that I wanted in my life. So there was also a lot of anger involved. And it took a while. I felt a little lost. And I think that's another part of what I've been experiencing with talking to other women our age, is that there is a little bit of like scattered and lost. And I'm trying to verbalize what it is that I felt at that moment, because it happened. It was almost a couple. I want to say like a few months. Yes, I did cry.
You cried. Okay. Was it like a meltdown?
It wasn't a full
letting go,
like breakdown or a mental breakdown. I wouldn't say. I didn't have a MTV like the young people say. But it was. I did cry because I was mourning not just my losses, but the loss that I felt for my son, for Aiden, because it's like, I'm not going to give him a sibling, which is something that I feel like I should have done. So it was a lot of those, I should be here. I should have done that. I should have.
But people have babies all the time older now, because it can happen still. Or you can meet somebody that has kids. You can have stepkids. There could still be more for, in Aiden's life to have around.
But I think too, sometimes you get to like a place in your life where you realize you don't
want to.
Not that you don't want to, but like the way it would look at this point. Do you want to be an X age mom when they're 15, 20, grandma, how long are they going to have me around? And then those things start to like compound. I can say for me, there used to be like feelings of, I was just 30 and look how fast my 30s went by. And so then you hit 40 and you're like, is that going to happen? And then I'm going to be 50 and then I'm going to be like, holy crap, how fast my 40s went by. And then I'm going to be 60 and I'm going to be dead. And it's just, it's like a vortex, like you were saying, that you go down
like this crazy hole. But again, it took us so long to get to where we are now. It does seem like fast when you're looking back, but it's not. Like it's literally 40 years.
Well, I also read something that said the first 20 years of your life, you are not even...
Right. Correct.
Yeah. You're
present now.
Yeah, exactly. Like you spent all that time being a child, not knowing how to do anything for yourself. And then from 10 to 20, you're still figuring things out.
Even 20 to 30. So, I don't think you really come to an understanding of who you are until you're like in your 30s, right? When you're starting picking your career, you're involved in a career, you're more self-aware.
I think it's so fast and it's so long at the
same time. Well, the days are long, the years are short. That's what they say when it comes to kids. And that's what makes me feel old, is when I look at my kids and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to be 15 this year? Like, how did that happen? Like, no way. Like, how I can't have a 15-year-old kid. Like, I'm too young for that. But that's how I see them when they just start growing.
Yeah.
I think that
kids.
Yeah. I think that I had those feelings. Today, it's much more like a back and forth of like complete terror, and then I don't care of the, like, this is just who I am and where my life is, and until the day that I don't get to do it anymore, I'm still here. And so if I want to wake up tomorrow and change all of it and go be like a Burmese goat herder, then I can do that, because I'm lucky enough to still be here. Like, I want to sit under a tree and read books for the rest of my life, then or if I want to go decide to have a whole new career or whatever. I think that
that's coming up in our next episode.
Right. I think that a lot of what you're talking about is like possibilities lessening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that societally we get fed that a lot. And some of it's real, right? Because to start over right now, it would be harder. People would treat you a certain way. You know, the fact that we're doing this right now, there's not many people that we know in our lives who would put themselves into the public sphere and make themselves open to people having judgment about
my whole life I've been judged.
Right. Like, who does she think she is or whatever? Any of the, like, by the time you're our age, a lot of times you're safe. You have a certain position in your society, community, at your job, and that like locks you in this box.
Mm-hmm.
But the box isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't real when you were 20 and it wasn't real when you were 30. It's not gonna be real when you're 60. Like, who cares? This is all pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
I've been rereading the Alchemist,
Mm-hmm.
and when he has that first meeting with the King of Salem, which, you know, it can be interpreted into your God or whatever it is that you believe in, he says that we know who we are when we're young, and somewhere along the lines we lose it, and we have this idea that it's too late, or you have a certain amount of time to be that person or be that thing, and we leave it up to fate. And, you know, fate is a thing. There are some things that I do believe are meant for us, but that is what you were saying, how like the possibilities lessen, and or we think our possibilities lessen because of what we're told. But I do want us to share for anyone who's listening and is going through this sort of like transition and is
midlife crisis.
Feeling scared.
No, it's not.
But it's not a crisis.
But is it a crisis?
Not that it's not a crisis, that it's not midlife. Like, your midlife crisis is supposed to be in your 50s when you're doing that menopause thing.
No, it was always 40. Like, everyone, like, at least when I grew up, I was told it was 40. That's your midlife. And my dad went out and bought 2 motorcycles. Like, it's a midlife crisis. Like, I don't know.
See, that's interesting because a lot of people think 40 is. A lot of people think 50 is. A lot of people think 35 is, because at some point we were told we were going to die at 70.
The guys in the Lamborghinis with like 3 hairs left on their heads are definitely not 40.
No, they're right.
They think they are.
With the
right, the Bentleys, yeah.
Right, with an 18-year-old new wife, and they're introducing them to their 25-year-old kids. Those guys are not 40, Amanda. That image is...
But that's their midlife crisis, you're saying?
I mean, that's usually the midlife crisis. I feel like that's a good thing that you mentioned, is usually portrayed through the man,
right? Going to do something crazy, or the woman even also.
No, I feel like
yeah, you're right.
Like, popularly, the woman has menopause and becomes a grandma and disappears and doesn't matter ever again, and the man, you know, goes off in his Maserati with his 19-year-old.
Oh,
like. I mean, if you have a different image today, it's a bit different, right? Like, at 50, you're Jennifer Lopez,
right? And Shakira, right? Like, come on,
right?
And Sofia Vergara.
Yes, right. I'm fine.
Better now.
I froze 5 years ago. I'm good.
I said I didn't look like that when I was 27. I'm not looking like that when I'm 56. But
no, right? But you gotta start. I heard that Jennifer Lopez had abs the first time in 40s. You just gotta put in the effort. I'm not getting abs because I don't care.
Right.
What I look like.
I take better care of myself now.
I mean, all in all, to say it's all
the vitamins.
Possible. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can get abs at 40. I mean,
you can.
You can. I'm not.
She's like, I don't want to.
I like pizza. I want to eat. Are
Let
you
me
crazy?
make it clear.
Yeah.
I'm not getting abs.
Michael has the abs. He can keep them.
She's like, he's
good. Somebody, we work out, baby.
He's got my portion of the abs. He's saving them for me.
Those extra 2 up there, right?
Right.
As he's eating a salad. Hell no.
What was your question? I completely forgot.
Oh, I wanted us to share real advice, not something that you would see on like some, you know, all flowery, all positive, but like some real advice to
never give up. I tell my kids this all the time. They'll be trying to open something and they'll be struggling, and then eventually they open it, and I'm like, never give up. You see, just whatever you're gonna do, put your effort and never give up. That's it. I think that's all it takes in life. Effort and just keep going.
It's all fake. Like, do all the things. Like, you know, you'll see sometimes where people make fun of like the girl who somebody's taking a picture of on the side of the street, or the kids who are doing the TikTok when that first came.
Oh my
now
gosh.
It's normal, right? But at the
because they're all doing it.
The kids doing the TikTok dances or whatever it is, like, it doesn't matter. And that's hard, especially when you're in front of people, because the anxiety of like doing things in front of people is real, but it's literally all pretend. The entire thing, it's the Matrix. None of it matters. Do whatever the thing is. If you want to like talk about, I don't know, something strange. If you want to have a channel where you put on your makeup while you talk about real life murders.
Yes. I love her.
Do the thing. I love it. That's amazing. People love, there's this guy who does like tea, all different kinds of teas.
She watched a cat.
Yeah.
What was your cat?
Oh, Flo?
No, not the movie.
Oh.
The cat that died and you were crying in real life.
What, in the video?
Sylvie.
Sylvie?
What?
Yes.
Sylvester.
Who's Sylvester?
Was it a cat?
It was a cat. You used to watch the cat every day and he'd be like, come on.
And then he
with the cat.
died. And you
Yes,
were like,
Sarah.
Sarah, Sylvie.
Yes, Sarah. Yes. Oh my God. I'm still broken up about it.
See,
Yes.
she watched.
I just watched it today and she was with her, they have her in a little box and her sibling was hugging the box and I cried again. Thanks.
Aw.
And
I just-
reminding me.
I just realized like all of my references are social media, but like that also applies in real life. I have a woman in my life who I have known probably my entire life.
Oh,
And she's in
okay.
her 70s. And this woman has changed careers like 10 times.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
She decided
Somebody's mom?
Yeah, she
Mhm.
decided she was going to be a medical assistant, and then she decided that she was going to design closets, and then she decided that she was going to be an interior decorator, and then she decided that she was going to build garage floors, and that like whatever it was, she did it.
Yeah.
Like,
put
she
the
would just-
effort. Show up.
She's like, yeah, I got a small business loan. I'm going to go be a garage floor designer. And growing up, I thought that was the coolest thing ever because everybody I knew did the same thing forever.
Ever. And just took it.
They were so scared of
Mhm.
any kind
Any
of change.
change.
And I told her that not that long ago. And she was kind of lamenting, like, maybe I should have stuck with something because I didn't like, you know, long term have like that career forever and ever. And I was like, you inspired me. Like,
Aw.
don't ever think anything you did was bad. You lived life. Like, it was fantastic. And so you can actually do it in real life. You don't have to be a social media anything. You can just do
Change.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Try it.
Mhm, do it.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
That would probably be my advice is you are inspiring someone. Like regardless of what you think or where you are inspiring someone somewhere. Someone is looking at you and it's like, I want to be that. I want to be, I want to do the things that she does. I want to do the things, I want to go to the places that she's going. And you are your own worst critic.
Mhm.
And I think that would be what I would share is just be yourself, be who you are, because that is who I am genuinely attracted to and wanting in my life is people who are unapologetically themselves.
Mhm.
And even if that
I
means
still apologize
they,
for being myself. Sorry.
But that's the thing. Like you are who you are and you're attracting the people who are your tribe, are the people that are meant to be around you.
Mhm.
Some people are like, oh, I'm too boring. Maybe that's what I want. I want to be boring with someone. But just be.
But who says you're boring?
Right.
Like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like there's nobody that's going to talk about you as much or think about you as much or say as bad of things about you as you are inside of your head.
Exactly.
It's not real.
Mhm.
Listen,
What would we,
you're boring
what would we
and dumb
wear
and not
if we didn't
funny.
have to think of something? Like sometimes I put things on. I'm like, oh, but what if they? And I'm like, who's they?
Who, right?
Yes, but it does happen. It happens often.
The they is the voices in
In your
head.
head, yes, telling you,
Absolutely.
like,
Those guys are liars.
yeah, they really are, but it's hard to get out of it.
They're lying bastards.
Fuck that.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
I mean, all of mine are.
Yeah. Listen.
But yeah, I think that that's what I would say. Just be yourself, and it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to be angry about it. It's okay, whatever it is that you're experiencing right now, it's totally valid. And if what you need to do to cope with seeing your first gray hair is, drink some wine and cry or eat a bucket of ice cream or, do whatever it is, do it. Do whatever it is that you feel you need to do to feel good about yourself.
And also, at some point in your life later down the road, you're going to look back at yourself today and be like, she was gorgeous.
She was so
Yeah,
young.
she was so funny.
Yes.
I just,
We
like,
talk about that regularly
time.
because this is our one time to be I'm 41.
Right.
It's our one time. Like we will be 50 looking back and be like, oh, you weren't that bad.
Right.
Why were you so hard on yourself?
You weren't that bad.
Right. You know what I mean? Actually, you look good.
I wish I still had those boobs.
Yeah. Right. No, mine will be better sooner.
Well, you're like, she's looking forward to doing all of the stuff as she gets older. She wants to be like, I don't know, what's a good comparison?
If you can see me.
Yeah. She wants to be stretched to the gods.
Yes. Oh my God.
All right. Well, that is today's episode. Anything else you guys want to share?
I'm next. So hang on.
Yeah. So the next episode that we're going to be talking about is
also Amanda.
Another transition
yes.
from also Amanda.
We're not going to stick with that. We got to stop joking because then it will be there and I'm not going to like it.
That's going to be funny. Well, we can take turns. Sometimes I'll be also Amanda.
Okay. So, so our next episode, I'm Amanda.
And I'll be also Amanda.
There you go.
And I'm just not.
Yeah, you're the only one. That's how nice is that?
Natalie, the only one.
The only one. Okay, well, thank you for listening.
And we're still here. And we'll be here next time. And hopefully you'll be here next time.
Yay.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.